Let's go. Okay, so we are on, we are live. This time I have here another colleague of mine whose name is Amrit, and he's a commercial energy analyst. So Amrit, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what a commercial energy analyst actually does every single day?
Yeah, definitely. Hi, everyone. As Veronica's already said, my name's Amri. I'm 28 years old and I work as a commercial energy analyst. Um, my day-to-day role is very much analyzing the market, both gas and electric, trying to work out where the trends are, what's going on in the market, seeing what's happening in the oil market, for argument's sake, as well, and just trying to forecast where I believe the market is heading. And then I can pass on that information to my other colleagues who can then go out and basically sell contracts.
And how long have you been doing this?
So I've been in the energy industry for the last 3 years. My first year was actually from a supplier side. So I actually used to be with Ørsted Energy. And then 2 years ago, made the switch over to the broker consultancy side of it. And been doing it ever since, if I'm honest.
Yeah. So do you like this side more?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a lot more suited for myself. I like the fact that I can interact with customers. I like the fact that they're actually getting what I believe to be an honest opinion. And actually, they've actually got someone on the inside who's there for them to help them out. Obviously, the pay is great as well. I'm meeting new people every single day. My colleagues are supportive, so really cannot complain.
Yeah, that's so great to hear. Now, what I know part of your job is to obviously cold call clients. Now, can you tell us how that experience is going for you as of right now?
Yeah, cold calling is a very unique experience. I used to do a lot of face to face. I really like to mingle with people, so having to now do that via a telephone was obviously a new experience for myself. But if I'm completely honest, sales is for myself a very transferable skill. So I just took what I used to do, meeting people face to face, whether it was in retail, and then doing that basically on the phone, except for you're having to obviously speak on the phone rather than see them face to face.
That's true. How is it? Is it easier for you to do face to face, or is it easier to do it on the phone?
In complete honesty, I believe it's easier to do it face to face. You can actually engage in a conversation. It's a little bit more free flowing, and you can see each other's facial reactions, hand movements, gestures, body language. It's a lot easier to have a conversation face to face, I think, rather than over the phone, because you don't really know exactly what that other person's thinking to some degree. So yeah.
Yeah, and maybe even behind the phone. Now, when I think about it, people, can be rude on the phone, but maybe face to face, they wouldn't have the guts to be as rude as on the phone sometimes.
Yes, definitely. Cold calling has got a reputation of people harassing you. You don't really want to speak to them. A lot of people, including myself, get told to get lost, haven't got time for you, go and find a better job. But actually, if you look at the
really, even that one,
statistics,
I haven't received that one yet.
yeah, I've been told to get a better job or haven't I got anything better to do. But let's be honest, cold calling is just another method of prospecting.
Yeah.
You send out emails, you send out ad pop-ups, you may physically go out and put a stand in a marketing fair. Cold calling is another way to prospect, and actually majority of the selling world is still cold calling. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what is, or how long did it take you to become comfortable with cold calling? How many months? Maybe for somebody who's starting with cold calling like myself, how long does it take to actually get good at it?
I'll be completely honest. I wouldn't say I'm good at it either at the moment. So but I have started to get a little bit comfortable, and I've been doing it for a year and a half now.
A year and a half. Okay.
A
So
year
a
and a half.
little comfortable in a year and a half. That's good
Definitely.
news.
The thing is, cold calling is a unique trait. If you look at it from a statistical point of view, rather than seeing it as a role that you're just calling for the sake of calling, it's a little bit easier to manage. Now, I've always worked off something called a law of average, which is the more times you do something, the more likely you are to get a positive result. So if I make 100 calls a day, I know 5 people out of those 100 people should be the person I'm looking for, whether it's looking to set up a meeting, whether you're physically selling to them. 5 people out of my 100 should say yes, as long as I'm putting in the exact same effort into each and every call. So they
Mm,
all have to be identical. Now, a lot of people don't like to hear a negative comment, or they don't want to hear a no. I welcome my no's because I know I'm one step closer to my yes.
oh, that's a good one. Yeah. So be grateful for the no's. Is that the way to see
Definitely.
those?
Yeah, definitely. Because if I'm working on the whole figure of five, let's say for argument's sake, the first 5 calls I make are my first 5 yeses. I'm going to take 95 no's now
Yeah.
in order to balance it all out. Um,
Yeah.
so, so yeah, in all fairness, I like it. It is hard. Not every day is different. You're never going to speak to the same person again unless you've actually converted them into a prospect. You get different reactions. It keeps you on your toes because you never know what the other person's going to say, so you're kind of always testing and working on yourself and your own ability to overcome an objective. If you are working your laws of average, literally statistically saying, okay, I've gotten past my introduction but I fell on the hook, right, what do I need to do now? So if you just break it all down and work it systematically, it becomes a lot easier to understand, right, this is where I need to improve, or this is what I'm absolutely fine with, so I can potentially not spend as much time there. And it just kind of gives you the confidence then to actually pick up the phone and keep dialing.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, has this skill of sales and facing rejection every single day, has it helped you in your personal life as well? In can you see some change in yourself as well?
Yes, absolutely. I think, as mentioned earlier on, sales is a transferable skill. It doesn't matter whether it's from job to job or if it's actually in your personal life. Every single day, we are always trying to sell something. Subconsciously, whether it's our own agenda, even if it's something as small as let's get a takeaway, let's watch this movie. Shops do it all the time by sticking a big advert of, let's say, chocolate bars for £1 or energy drinks for £1.20, and they're right at the front. Um, Everyone is always marketing, everyone's always selling in some way, shape, or form. And it's definitely a skill that I've gotten better at, and I do a lot in my day-to-day life, even if it's with the missus and I'm trying to get her to cook her favorite dish, for argument's sake,
Yeah.
or let's go out for a walk or whatever it may be. You're always selling.
You're always telling, yeah, whether it's telling your child to do homework, you need to sell that as
Yeah.
well, right? It's all the
Yep.
time, everywhere. I wish people would view the sales game just like you are, because many people, when I do tell them, I cold call, I started to play this game, and they're like, no, why would you do that? But it is actually a game, and I think we just need to learn how to play it. So
Exactly.
what would be your advice to people who are starting out, who are making cold calls? What are some tips you could give them?
The first thing I would say is keep dialing. It does not matter. People are always going to say yes. People are always going to say no. Let's be completely honest. You're going to hear a lot more no's than you are yeses, but that's part of the game. Keep dialing. Pick up the phone, call the next person, because you're already doing something. Let's be honest, 90% of the world wouldn't want to do.
Yeah.
And out of the 10% that do, they get disheartened because they start taking it too personally. That's the second tip. Don't take this personally. No one's physically attacking you, even though it feels like it. They just potentially don't have the time, or they're just really not that bothered, or they're not used to being sold to from a cold call.
Mm.
Again, that's fine. It's just people are used to different methods of being sold and
Yeah.
selling to. It's
Yeah.
fine if they don't like it, go move on to the next one.
Yeah.
You're not going to please everyone, but work your laws of average. That's the one thing that helped me. That's the one thing I would always put forward when it comes to sales. Work your laws of average. If you do the same thing for a certain period of time, it's eventually going to lead to a positive result. Now, I play basketball myself. Now, if I shoot some free throws and I'm missing the first 10, 20, 30, I need to work on my form. My form related to sales and cold calling is my pitch. I need to see where my pitch is going wrong. What am I doing? Do I need to mix it up? Once I know what I'm doing and I start to pitch more, or if it is free throw shoot more, the more likely is I'm going to start to make my shot.
Yeah.
And same with this, the more likely is someone's going to say yes to you.
So just keep shooting, keep dialing. That's the best advice, and don't take it personally. I think that's a good one. I was struggling with that at the very beginning, but now I'm like, don't care. Those people won't remember you. It's like, especially when you are on the phone. It's a very good advice right there. Now, what would you say is the best part of your job? Is it when the person says yes, and or what's the best part for you personally?
For myself, it's the fact that no 2 days are the same. So I'm always doing something different, whether I am pricing, whether I'm speaking to suppliers, whether I'm prospecting and cold calling, speaking to potential clients. No 2 days are ever going to be the same. So a lot of people get quite bored doing a 9 to 5. They start to complain that it's too repetitive. You're always doing the same thing. In sales, I promise you're never doing the same thing twice. If you're cold calling, you're definitely not speaking to the same person twice unless you've actually converted them into a prospect and it started to go down the sales timeline, as it was. Another thing I like is the fact that my employer allows me to work the way I want to work, and it's not such a corporate setting where you have to do it the way the big boss basically tells you to do it. You haven't got a skeleton pitch to work off. It's myself, my unique abilities are
I think Amrit froze for a second there.
yeah. So as I was saying, the freedom element is something that I actually like. I'm not being micromanaged. I get to sell the way I sell, obviously ethically, being transparent with the customers and clients. And it's not someone breathing down on you saying you have to do it like this or this isn't correct, and they want to push their own agenda. So that's one thing that gets me out of bed every day, if I'm honest.
That's brilliant. That's good to hear, because many people, especially in sales, I feel are pushed to just do it one way and cannot really be authentic along the way. So
Yeah.
Thank you, Alex, if you are watching this. This is a huge thank you to you. And I think that's it. Is there anything else you would like to share with the world, actually?
In hindsight, no, because I think we've covered everything. But just to reiterate on the fact of cold calling and the sales work, it is a game, it is a process. If you break the process down and monitor it statistically, then you know exactly where you can improve, where your strengths are. And it's just a matter of just continuously going through it every single day, churning the data if you work off data, if you're prospecting online via social media, continue doing it. Every day you're moving forward as long as you're picking up the phone and you're dialing.
Yeah, this was so great, Amrit. Thank you for your time. I know you are busy, and it was very inspirational for me as well to keep dialing and just keep doing it. So thank you very much for your time, for your energy, for your enthusiasm for sales, and speak to you soon. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Take care.
Okay, bye.